Hello, hello. Give me a sec. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull this up because we have a bunch of tabs pulled up, and we're gonna do some lore. And we're back. Actually, I'm gonna move my fan. Just point it towards me real quick. Okay. Marika's a snake. I'm just gonna wait for a couple seconds. There we go. 3 minutes. Marika's a snake. Marika cut off one of her braids, right? Let's start it with simple visuals. This braid, right? Marika then left the braid here at the statue of the grandmother, presumably. This same statue is in Bonnie Village, where the shaman people of this village were taken. There's also a snake here in Bonnie Village. So if Marika's people were taken to the snake village and stuffed into jars, right, to be made into a god, then the snake power would be born into her child, right? Explains Mesmer. She would, having cut off one of her braids, same with Mesmer, two-headed snake is the true power, right? There's two snakes with twin heads. The two-headed snake in mythology, all of them are pretty much the same thing. Rebirth, right? Dualities, conflict, the cyclical nature of life and death, right? So that's pretty much everything. But wait, there's more. The goddess Venus, right? Or the planet Venus. We'll get into that. Don't worry. All you need to know is that this is feathered serpent motif, right? Very dragon. So, with Mesmer, red fire, and death, right? Red fire and death, Crucible Society, right? Red fire and death, death grip, right? So if it's life and death are the cyclical nature, then Marika wants only life, no death, right? She's oppressing death. She hid death behind time in Fair Missoula, which is Malekith, right? This is the flame. It is red. It is red flame. Ensha has that same move, right? That's his move when he invades you. It's a destined death themed character. If you remember the last I'm not going to go over why that's important with Ensha. I explained in the last stream right at the start. You can just pause this, go fucking start up the last stream, and I am just opening up with an explanation. So there's Ensha's secret identity. It's connected to destined death. You have a black knife, a black curved knife with a prong is what we'll call it. Curve with a prong. Curved blue, curved red, right? Black and white. We would need a white knife connected to the Glomide Queen and Death, shaped exactly like this, right? To connect all of these colors to Marika. Melena's dagger. Dagger given to one who set out on a journey to fulfill her duty long ago. The power of its former owner, the Kindling Maiden, is still apparent. The one who walks alongside flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. So this blade is connected to destined death and looks exactly like the other ones. So the Godskin duo being with Malekith and the crumbling Fair Missoula, right? It's all connected. But what is it connected to? Godslayer sword, the spiral sword of the Glomide Queen, right? The crucible. Let's get the exact description. Where the hell is the description? Oh. Sacred sword of the Glomide Queen, who controlled the Godskin apostles, right? The white flame, before her defeat at the hands of Malekith, right? The black flames wielded by the apostles are channeled from this sword. I just got some freaking slices brought to me. Hell yeah, dude. Okay. Glomide Queen. That was a good break for a second. Glomide Queen now connected to Marika. Just visually. I'm not even gonna just say yet that she's the Glomide Queen, even though we've made many connections. Why is Melina, Marika's daughter, the Glomide Queen, and her dagger completing a set? Huh. Strange. So anyway, the snakes and grave wardens are now connected to the rebirth cycle, right? They're wearing Mesmer's armor. Same kind of armor, I should say. I won't even say they're wearing his armor. If you know, you know. But let's go back to the Quetzalcoatl, right? Let's go back to that two-headed serpent to connect it. What do they eat? Oh my god, they don't have it on here. Where's the other thing? Oh my god, neither one have it. Okay. This one. So there's a two-headed serpent, right? What does the two-headed serpent do? It is an ant-eating serpent, right? With a head at each end. So, ant-eating serpent, death, connections, ant-eating serpent with two heads. Two-headed serpent, right? Two-headed serpent. Grave Wardens. The Noxstellans. Huh, that's a weird one. I don't even know which tab I just closed, so we're gonna have to move on without it. Probably this. Oh, duh. It was the next one. I have them out of order. Ant-eating serpent. Goddess of victory. Venus. Remember that thing I read about the thing earlier? Venus? Right? I think it's here. Venus. Planet Venus is the serpent. Well, that's conveniently the goddess of love, beauty, and fertility. Fertility, huh? The mother? Damn. Greek goddess of Aphrodite, right? Associated with love affairs, procreation, sometimes even military victory. I know another goddess of victory. Nike, the goddess of victory, right? Nike is the Greek goddess of victory, both in regards to war and friendly competition. Huh, like a ritual duel? Interesting. Interesting. Fun fact. The names Nicholas and Nicodemus come from Nike. Victory of the people. It doesn't, I thought originally this name was victory of the people as in people win, but it means conquer. It means victory of the people, as in you have victory over the people. You're a conqueror. And I should introduce myself now. My name is Nico, by the way. Just thought that was a strange coincidence. Okay. Back to the beginning, because it's a cycle. Snakes, twin fire. There are twin flames, right? What color did I state before? Red and blue, right? Black and white. White. Now we can get into the game, because I have the items. I'm a dragon knight in real life too? That's a strange coincidence. I didn't even know that. I found that shit out this morning while looking it up. I always thought my name meant victory of the people, as in like the people are achieving victory, not victory of the people, as in I'm achieving victory of the people by conquering them. That's fucking crazy. Okay. So previously on Elden Ring, using all of that knowledge and the alchemical process of the twin flames, I have deciphered who your twin flame is, right? Mesmer, heir of Marika, and you of Radagon, the fire, right? We are the red fire. I need the armor set that I'm currently wearing, except with red. Nah, just too flashy. If I could mod the game, that's the only adjustment I would make, is give myself blue fire for obvious reasons. Give it a second. After the loading screen, it'll be very apparent. So if you use this item, didn't even have time. If you use the white cipher ring that you buy from there, this way. Nice. Mission failed successfully. Actually, mission successful. I didn't help him, but he got it. So if you use this ring and you're playing online with your buddies, right? When someone invades you, I help you fight the invader. I cannot hurt you. I am the blue cipher ring, right? A blue hunter. I'm a hunter of the bloody fingers, who are hunters of tarnish. So I'm a hunter. I'm sure there's a joke there, but I didn't watch the anime, so. And also the ring has an X on it. I didn't watch the anime. Use the white cipher ring. Alright, I'm gonna snack real quick. It's worth stating that I might have to rewind time. But whatever. Alright. Off to a good start. Bleed build up. I like that the blood is like black on my character and then red coming out of the attack. Olay. What is this, just boss after boss now? Oh, I'm supposed to go over there? Fuck, I definitely did shit out of order. Oh, shit. That's fine. What is this, boss rush mode? The fuck is this area? Oh, he broke into a sprint. That's depressing. I held it down for like a half second too long. Run and roll are the same button. So I'm gonna take a bite of my appy slices right real quick. I have like protein granola here and some chocolate chips and just apple. Actually, my physic was still active. It didn't count because I didn't drop my runes. Back up. Let's go. Oh shit. It is still New Game plus 7, I guess. I need to heal. Oh my god. That's the move he killed me with last time. We have so many more bosses to fight. We have to fight many, many bosses. Okay, we're supposed to look up towards the sky, so... If I was water, I would flow this way. The whole thing is a waterfowl dance. Damn, I'm dancing with Melania from here. Are you serious? What? Are you? Oh, where the fuck did that come from? See, the problem is I was supposed to be flowing downhill, and this is very clearly lower than that. And there's a dragon right there. Maybe the enemies are the ley lines, and I meant to continue. Yeah, okay, the tree is that way. God damn, those trees are set up in such perfect angles. I don't know who laid out the map, but you fucking killed it. Okay, I tried to get off my horse. He just did a whole loop there. No problem. I guess I just didn't press the hop off the horse button fast enough. That's on me. I may have been eating my apple and just missed every fucking attack. I can't even hide it. It was like 4 attacks in a row. Just the opposite direction. God damn. Though, good news is I did finish one of the apple slices. And I survived. Okay. Okay, oh, I see. You're a torrent of water, so I splash up this way? Is that it? Yep, water. Oh my god. I'm like, normally, like, pools of water will guide you. Oh, and there's a fucking blue item right here. I love this game. It's actually so well designed. So, could explain. The young astrologer gazed at the night sky as she walked, right? She had always chased the stars every step of her journey. Then she met the full moon, and in time, the astrologer became a queen. So, thank you for letting me read the lore item there, Dragon. I will honor you with a duel. Actually, heal up. That's why I'm looking at the sky. If you've played, this is like arcane knowledge, but George R.R. Martin is a producer of this game. One of his favorite writing styles is one of my favorite writing styles, Tolkien, right? Where the tree, it's hard to explain, so I'm just gonna caveman words it. Tree in elf land is stars that contain life. That's why that scene of like Galadriel in the movies freaking out and giving them a shining bottle of water is so significant. She's giving them like the starlight to help defeat the darkness, and it's like the lives of the elves literally in his hands. So it's really cool symbolically and when you know the lore, but it's also like meaningful to be like, oh cool, she's giving them a flashlight that they use later in a dark cave. Like, it's more than just that, but that's why when they say eyes towards the stars, conveniently everywhere we're running forward through the game in a fractal pattern, right? We are always lined up with one of these trees up in the distance. Like, almost always. It's kind of strange. And it's like, whenever I'm like, I have no idea where the fuck to go, I'm at the bottom of this pit in the corner of the world, I'm looking around, as soon as I look up, it's always something like this, where it's like, oh, just keep going forward towards that tree, and I actually wind up towards the next closest landmark. What the fuck? That's the principle of ley lines, which in the DLC they introduce. It all seems hectic as fuck, but like, look, I'm headed towards that tree, right? And then you're going towards this arc. Congrats. You can go up top to buy water. See how though, like, as soon as I turn around to go up, we're headed towards another tree, right? So if we were going backwards through the game, somehow that same path seemed very strange what I was talking about until I turned around and I was aimed at another tree far in the distance. It's like they're kind of in every direction, right? And I think if it's a spiral, then the shadow tree and the DLC area is supposed to be on this side of the map. I don't know exactly where. I just think it has to be connected to this divine tower of Melania, Scarlet Rot, where we are right now in the game, because that's her divine tower. But there's a little bit of rock off to the side here, so this giant waterfall, Farum Azula, all of the map placement kind of just lines up for the DLC to be right here. And if it's about two spires and twin flames, then I can show as well the final piece of the puzzle. Then the second tree being on the other half makes sense. It's a big crucible in the middle. You have blue society on that side with the moon. Sun Society on the tower in the DLC over here. And you enter the DLC right here. Right? Overlapped right at the beginning of this empty section. Right? Which I should also state for the theory. is connected inland to this cave, right? This big old area. The cave here, literally over the Nox. So the ant snake eater thing is pretty accurate now that I'm looking at that. It was more of a morning discovery. Why does any of that matter? Well, we know the name of the DLC. We said it before. Say it with me. Treasured Sword of Iacade, a lesser long-vanished domain. A very peculiar way of describing things. Huh. A land long vanished, right about over there. And around that area, right? Pointing with the throwing sword. If you know, you know. This boss uses this weapon, which means he would be from Iacade, which is here in this area, connected to the snakes. And then also, hold on, the copper colorization is not to be confused with rust, which means, again, has a connection to not just Iacade, but copper metal, crucible, copper gold, the red gold, it's coppered, metal, Crucible Society, the Tower of Rua, in the DLC. It's all the same shit, isn't it? Alright. I'm gonna go grab all of the stuff from this merchant real quick. I don't think I'm supposed to head this way just yet, but fuck it. Actually, I think I am, because you're going down the lineage. You go from like a big dragon to a lesser dragon to the would-be raptors. Right? Raptor ahead. And then they also refer to the raptors as birds. Where the fuck is it? God damn. You have fist weapons way at the bottom. That is very inconvenient for lore. Raptor talons, death birds, raptors and birds. This is the assassin item of Orlu's place. Birds or dragons. Raptors, ancient prehistoric creatures, snakes or dragons. It's all the same shit.
Well, it's been how can I?
Hello? I'm here to buy everything you own. Aww. 600 arrows. He looks at me like, how many do you want? 600 for how many arrows can 600 runes get you? No. 600 arrows. Thank you. I need to use the beast repellent torch more often. Does it work on these guys or no? But to change the whole fucking game. I'm gonna tell you to run here. Topple over anyone that gets in your way if it works on these guys. If it doesn't work, then yeah, okay, I understand. Oh, it's supposed to be in this hand. Be gone, beast! Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Who's a good dog? Who's a good dog? Good dog. That's a good dog right there. That's a good dog right there. You're gonna have to go buy that. There's so many people who probably died to these fucking things. All you had to do is bust out the beast repellent torch. Who's a good dog? Who's a good dog? Scratch the belly. It actually works. Fucking insane. Nope. Not gonna be caught without the torch in this land of raptor dogs. Don't know how else to describe them. I guess if raptors had feathers and fur, that is a more accurate raptor. Right? Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Hold all of the phones. It's my secretary. Hold the phone. Preserved raptor tail amber. Dinosaurs have feathers and fur. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? So birds are dinosaurs. And dragons. How peculiar. How fucking peculiar, huh? I'm never taking this torch off, just so I don't forget it. I am now going to snack. Oh, getting the beast repellent torch and then going through K-Lid full of the dogs. Oh my god, it makes so much sense. Oh. You know, I'm just gonna... I think we're walking. I think we're walking from here. Let's not talk about that. Let's pretend I killed that guy in one shot and he exploded. Okay. That's where we started. The ley lines are tough. It's very clearly pointing east and west right here with these coffins, right? They're in rows that literally point you in this direction when you walk along them, right? So I'm just gonna trust it and go to those ruins over there. Because whenever I jump over something that I doubt myself, so it kind of just points you. Alright, you got the... I genuinely don't remember if I'm going forwards or backwards through the game anymore. I have abandoned all reason. And I guess now we're going on intuition. I should explain. We've spoke to all of the NPCs in the first region in order. Didn't trigger anything beyond the point, right? We got every line of dialogue that was... Everyone's happy with us. About forgiveness. Absolution. We found our secret twin flame. Hiding. We did Edgar's quest. Summoned him for Morn. Ran up. Through the Siofra River. Here. Went through Kaled. Came down. Jumped through into the swamp. Talked to Gowry. Went around. Fought the dude. Went back. Talked to Gowry again. Went up. Talked to Millicent. Or here. Then jumped down, talked to Gowry, or talked to Millicent in Oh, no. Then we, after talking to Millicent the first time without the needle, because Gowery had it, we went, talked to Gowery, got the needle, went back up, gave it to her, went down, talked to her at the shack, went back up, just to make sure she wasn't there, nothing happened, went down, it was Gowery, talked to him, left, fought the dragon, and then I realized, oh, we should talk to Jaren. We did that. And then after talking to Jaren, we've spoke to literally everyone in the game up to this point, in order. The right way. Everyone was happy with us, even Patches. He gave us the chest. So, then we went and talked to Garank, gave him the thing, the first of the death root, and that was the final NPC we had to talk to, who is technically death, because he has the death rune inside of his hand. We talked to like all of the fucking ghosts, we talked to all of like everyone. The merchants. So the prophets, the finger readers, finger reader crone, Alexander, right? Everyone is beyond talk to. We've cycled all of their fucking dialogue to make sure. Sucks is about time travel is I might have missed like one or two. But that is where we're at in the game right now. And then Jaren told us, hey, fuck off, we don't need you to fight Radahn yet. So now we leave the castle and we're going up. Oh yeah, look, and it literally goes back up this way. You're following the road. Up to Gowery, like I thought. Which is what I had written down on the whiteboard. Talk to him, go down. Talk to them. Get turned around. And now you're going backwards through it. There's this little road here. I think that's like for your route through. Or am I supposed to go from here down, talk to the merchant, and then go to Jaren before I circle back around and talk to Gowery and Millicent, do all that shit, and then when I'm leaving, I'm looping around here, and I go up towards the Prophet, who would be the last person you talk to, before you circle around, jump over the gap, go back up the secret way, and talk to Garank as the final person. I think that's the actual way you have to do it. There's the way that I did it, and then the way I realized you should probably do it. So, Jaren, loop to Gowery is what I'm gonna call this on my whiteboard. And I feel like we actually talked to them in the right order. We just walked the path incorrectly. So if we don't get the secret ending, I understand. There's so many things you have to do. You're literally like, I don't know how the fuck you can even explain this to anyone. Like, I think I just have to end stream and do the playthrough. It's gonna take like 1,000 more hours. But here. We're still technically in calcination, is what I'll say. Because we're introducing all the, breaking down all the base materials, which is the introduction to everyone's quests. So Spoop. Thank you, Vinita Kumar, and your beautiful story here. It is essentially the fucking story of Elden Ring. Is the decomposition or breaking down from ego, shame, fear, old paradigms, old patterns, old beliefs, past life trauma, subconscious to conscious trauma into the higher, consciousness. If that doesn't describe all of these, if that doesn't describe a From Software quest line in general, I don't know what does. But you're doing all of them as a part of one quest, right? The reason this is easier than Caelid is because doing Caelid first is counterintuitive, but it's also based more on your intuition, right? You have to know on this arcane knowledge that after dissolution, right? So calcination would be the first area, which goes into Limgrave, or which goes into the Weeping Peninsula. That's why if you go too far out of the area, Millicent like says, oh, I've been testing you, right? And sends you to Round Table Hold. The triggers for that conveniently exclude Weeping Peninsula. You can go all the way to Weeping Peninsula, do all of Castle Morn and Irina's quest and let her die and see Edgar lose his shit and do all of that without going to Round Table Hold. It's not that you should, it's just you can, which is strange. Which means it's included in one region. So that's, I believe, the beginning parts of calcination, and then also the basis of disillusion, the next step, right? From one region to the next, and showing you it's all the same thing. It's all kind of one region, it's all kind of one quest. And then separation, this explains Caelid and Millicent's quest very strangely, alright? Noteworthy that if you kill Gowry, he just comes back. And he's like, oh yeah, what, you thought you got rid of me? Like, whatever, dude. You're gonna learn one day. So it's kind of explaining that as well, right? Visions, dreams, and foreign connections to conscious and subconscious and true selves, right? We don't know Gowry's true self. Could we ever know his true self? Well, now let me read you the process of separation. The process of separation involves rediscovering our authentic self or feelings for a person. In this stage, many things surface up. For example, anger, frustration, or disappointment towards one another or ourselves. This is the shadow period of the dark night of the soul. I recommend reading this poem and then laughing about how it explains Miquella's story. Or self-reflection by reviewing what is hidden material. Decision on what needs to be discarded and what to reintegrate into our refined personality. It sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but it's essentially saying what are the good parts and bad parts, right? Much of this shadowy material, or what are the good parts and bad parts of our personality, right? When it's refined, we keep the good parts, get rid of the bad parts. Much of this shadowy material are things we are ashamed of, or deep known or unknown wounded traumas, rather than reverting to old habit of dutifully trying to forgive or forget. You face your dragon or dragon and demons here and meet them in the eye. So in terms of demon souls, anything that is a human malformed would be a demon. So dragons and demons, as a beastmen and dragons, baby. Trying to find your true self. If you don't know how that explains Millicent's quest, I can't help you. You're never gonna get it. So you do not forgive Gowry. You do not forget and let them join, right? You face your dragon and demons, plural. So you have to help her against her sisters. That's what that's saying. You need her to die, unfortunately. Because that's what she wants. She wants to live, which means she will one day die. She doesn't want to be an immortal creature that Melania controls. So, conjunction, this is where we're headed, baby. The empowerment of our true selves, the union of both masculine and feminine sides, the Heros Gamos, our inner marriage and union of our personalities into oneness, a pure state of consciousness. Let me just explain how that and this symbolism connects to where we're headed. Marriage. Church of Vows. Who is it marrying? The sun and the moon, right? Renala and Radagon. The sun and the moon. Erd tree is Radagon, whether you believe it's Marika or not. Erd tree is where the sunflowers point. That's the fucking sun. Radagon is the gold inside of the tree. He's the fucking sun. So, argue with me all day. I won't even read it. This is where they got married. This is the next step that we have to go. The heaven on earth experience, right? Often synchronicities begin to occur at this stage during the leap from 3D paradigm to 4D paradigm, and then they fucking go to 5 dimensions. I can't, my brain can't even begin to understand what the fuck. Hopefully that's a typo. But in the later descriptions, they maintain using 5 dimensions like it's not a typo. So I'm like, even as a scientist, I'm like, well, damn, I guess you're ahead of me. 'Cause I can't even begin to fucking understand what that means. So, you're trying to find balance, you're trying to find a true way. If you're syncing up quests, then you can sync up Selen's quest to do Radio Lucaria at the right time. That's what I was saying this whole time. I didn't even realize it. That's the conjunction stage. I was saying how Selen's entire quest and this whole thing is about the conjunction stage. It is the marriage stage. That's the whole thing I've been focused on. I'm like, the game really implies that you can marry Selen, which is weird. And I will now explain that before we go on to putrefaction and all that. What do you mean? I will finally explain. When Selen dies, she sells, or when Selen turns into the thing, she sells a very particular spell. This was the product of a failed attempt to create a new comet, right? Fires twin projectiles that form a spiral as they travel. This sorcery can be cast repeatedly and while in motion. This is saying you can join with Selen, right? This is weird, but that's what it's supposed to say. She's a failed product, right? This was the product of a failed attempt to create a new comet. Creating a new comet would be creating a new star, like Fia's quest here in putrefaction. So we'll get into that. Ready? What happens in Fia's quest? Get ready for spoilers. This one's just gonna straight up, I'm telling you what happens in their quest now. Because all these other things have been kind of theories. Now we're just gonna tie it together. In the conjunction where my theories kind of meet and get proven. Kind of get proven, right? Reborn. No. How did she say it? Okay. This whole thing about her fusing with Godwin is the secret of this, right? You give her one half of the death rune. The other death rune was stabbed into him. So they make a whole rune, a new soul, right? Souls are runes. If you've played Dark Souls, you already know. Don't need to over-explain that. So if she makes a new rune and refers to it as Godwin, Amber, Glintstone, Life, Stars, the merging to make a new comet is Fia's quest, the next thing. Which is weird. It means the game is literally telling you with that quest, and another thing, but with that quest item, right? That you failed Selen's quest. Just like how Ensha doesn't ever speak, but Gideon says he got ahead of himself. If you're the world and you are everyone and everything is one thing, then you got ahead of yourself if Ensha got ahead of himself. So you aren't supposed to rush in and just grab the medallion half and then rush to Melania, right? You need to do everything in the order. Talk to the NPCs. It strangely lines up. All that being said, where the fuck am I right now? No, also, it's strange that Selen is standing in the same room you can loot the ring to marry someone, right? It's almost as if you do those quests at the same time in the right order, right? And they are conjoined, a twin flame. You're trying to keep her there throughout your journey. Then that ring's significance in that room changes. It was abandoned, right? They were like, whatever, this is a lost keepsake ring, no one gives a fuck about this. If you don't go for Ronnie, there is someone standing in the room telling you, if you can't even become Lord, I will accept you, right? Selen says she likes you, and everyone goes for Ronnie. It's like, come on, bro. What the fuck? All right. And it's like no one ever tried to save Selen. Everyone's been trying to marry Ronnie this whole time, and I'm like, wait, you're technically related to Ronnie. This is so funny because the whole time I've been denying Ronnie too, just like, ah, yeah, whatever. People guided me to do the ending. That was cool, but I was always joking about Selen being the master. That's fucking crazy that it all came full circle. That like Selen was actually the one you were supposed to side with in the marriage ending, and it's a secret through double meanings, an invisible path created by the astrologer's descendants quest. Kind of nuts. All right. I'm gonna have to do the entirety of Caelid, aren't I? You know, I have an idea. Now we go towards it. Does it work on the birds? Oh my god. I don't think it works on the birds, you guys. Go. Why doesn't it work on the birds? Eh. That is not what I meant to press. Oh, I did a lot of damage though. You guys mind? I wanted to get the torch out, and then I hit the dragon's fire. Well, that's on me. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Your friend back there is gonna ambush me, but hear me out. Hear me out. There's a bird over there. And he sucks. He's the worst. I know. I know. The sheer mention of it scares you, but hear me out. Pep talk. Me and you combined, right? No? Okay. There's a treasure over there. I'm gonna take a bite of one of these apples, and then I'm gonna lock the fuck in. Woof. It's gonna be like an Arteria leaf just sitting around there somewhere. I bet. I will bet anything that there's just a blue material hanging out somewhere. Who the fuck is this guy? Whoa, this is actually a cool area. I've never been. You're in danger of a lot of stuff right there, but kind of cool. Oh, did I just see an item on a ledge? I did. Not blue, but important. I see the church in the distance. Motherfucker. Mikola? Mikola. Hear me out. You suck. Stop putting these flowers everywhere. That's insane. Dude, this is so weird. You have to like look up at the sky, align yourself, and then look at the ley lines on the ground at the same time. And then your movement is supposed to mirror water. Right here, I'll explain. Let's get rid of this stool right there. See how the table isn't lined up with me? I'm gonna walk into the table. Look what happens. Do you know it's forcing me down the table? No matter which angle I hit it at, making me walk alongside the table, right? I'm completely fucking sideways, but I'm walking straight. That's what the ley lines are doing to me. I'm not exactly lined up with where I need to go, but they're guiding me along a path, right? Now I will show you exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Did I never grab this? Go away, sir. Okay, we're good. Supposed to grab this, supposed to look down there. Yeah, I think I got that already. Is there a sword in that guy's fucking head? There is. So, alright, I already got that. Alright. I just used the binoculars for the first time ever. Or something. If, like, game mechanic wise. I just saved myself a ton of time because of the binoculars. Alright, cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of sick. Alright. It does seem to be telling me to go this way. Oh yeah. I was like, why did I just hit a wall that is telling me to go left? And then I remembered. I'm gonna wind up at that church by going down here. Because this game is fucking strange. The fractal patterns in this game, I can't even. All right. I think we did Alexander's area, so we've cycled through here. I'm going to continue down to the next section. Let's see. I'll leave you guys to it. I mean, now we're kind of fighting these guys. Oh shit. Okay, hold on a second now. Can you guys help me out real quick? They got it. That's fine. At least now I can look around here. Are you expecting to fight all three of those fucking raptors at once? I mean, I could, but it's way cooler luring them into enemies and having them fight each other. That's what they coded it for. Okay, so wait. This is definitely where it's telling me to go if I was... I'll point out why, just so I don't seem like a crazy person. The first time through, you run from the dogs. Now we face the dragons, right? So everything needs to be faced down. It goes from stealth mode to facing enemies mode. This is an area where there aren't rock ley lines. You have these like root tree ley lines right here, and this fence goes for a long time, right? Without many segment breaks. So it's very strange that it's telling me to go this way. Yep. And also, for the doubters, there is a Michaela's Lily right below my feet down there. If you jump down there, there's a single Michaela's Lily that you need. So, it doesn't respawn. You have to pick it up. So, this is the game telling me to go this way, down the roots. You hit a tree. It's telling me to point down. Alright, yep, into the swamp. Oh, how convenient. I didn't even know this was here. And then I think the Michaela's Lily... Oh shit. Time travel. Okay, well, I didn't get it this time. I got it before. Yoink. Anyway. And then the prophecy. The prophecy. Those wondering what I mean by the prophecy. A tall, medium-sized wooden shield, light for its size and easy to handle, thought to represent a surreptitious prophecy of cardinal sin. The lit candle tree design was forbidden. I was like, wait, what? I read it wrong. But it's a bad prophecy, right? In accordance to the Golden Order. The Golden Order doesn't like that prophecy. How many goddamn flies around here? Well, at least now I can show what I'm talking about. Ooh, I need that. Yoink. I have a feeling he's leading me somewhere. Oh shit. No, I'm stuck. Oh my god. My character was actually stuck. My fucking god. I don't like dying to glitches like that, but it's also inevitable. Like there's like a little pit. My character couldn't jump up, move up or down. I picked every direction I could. I just rolled in like 3 different directions and didn't move anywhere. And I was like, oh no. As soon as the second roll happened, I was like, well, I'm fucked. Okay. It's telling me to go down there. Okay, to the church. I get it. Oh, and that tree. Damn. Game design's crazy. What the fuck? That's exactly where we were headed just now. Uh-oh. Something's chasing me. My health bar being visible all of a sudden is never a good sign. That means, hey, you might take damage. You might want to look at your health. Alright. Is it one of those things where it's such a winding path that people are bound to doubt you? So that there's only one... I don't even like saying the words. Only one player that is really destined to walk down this weird spiral path. Because I've deciphered the rules for... It's weird saying it out loud. I'm like, I guess I did. I'm the one. I'm constantly like, how the fuck was anyone gonna decipher this in real time as I'm deciphering it, going like, oh. I don't know. They made it very evident. They made it clear. It's pretty good. So... I was gonna try and jump. Jail cave. Rune Arc? Okay. Rune Arc is the basin of blessings. So... Jesus. I know exactly what dungeon this is. We already did it on stream. I know where to go, what to pick up. Not even a question. Damn, it's so dark. The timing was actually kind of crazy. I didn't know it was gonna break right there, but I knew it was coming up. The animation looked like it took gravity from my character, and I slammed into the floor without taking damage. Kinda cool. Whoop. Okay, so you guys are Wardens of Death. You, later in the game, have Malekith's... Are you ready for the Dark Souls connection? Because I already deciphered it, but... These are goblins, or whatever the fuck. Little people. Constructs. But they are... the ones who cut up the corpses in the prison. Is that it? They have the same sickle as, the Godskin duo. Alright. Find a safe spot. Now, we have to get to the end of the dungeon for the connection. that we've mentioned at the beginning of the... Oh my god, no, I don't want to fight this thing. Is there a second one right there? Oh my god, there is. I'm sorry, rats. He had that big cranium. He didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. Hit the poison. Give him a little buff. So they are corpse carvers, which would explain why they have destined death mixed into their actually, it's giving me answers to my theory in Dark Souls too, which is fucking beautiful. These little dudes right here. Written off, right? Written off. Or as some may phrase it, right? Because there's so many of them. Whoa. Attempting to avoid notice or attention, typically because of guilt or belief that the discovery would lead to trouble. Those mischievous little giggles, huh? A furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. The Dark Soul? The Dark Soul, sealed beyond the sun, with a serpent, an abyssal serpent protecting it. All the same shit. It's all the same shit. Marika's Gwyn. Radagon is Gwyn. But actually what that says about Radagon is Radagon having the same story as Gwyn means my theory of Gwyn is proven there, just in that statement. The story of whether Radagon was his own person or reborn or all of these questions now calls into question Gwyn, right? If he was truly related to the furtive pygmy so easily forgotten, that means my theory of the Tomb of Giants connecting all living things in Dark Souls, it's just true. Right? If he is supposed to be the parallel in Dark Souls, it is literally 1-to-1 every other way. Well then if Marika, this mixture, is supposed to be Radagon, right? Radagon's the sun, the lightning bolt wielding person. And all of these other like lore answers that we have with Radagon, right? Radagon is this person, Radagon did this, Radagon did that, right? It's like they're telling you the story of what Gwyn did during Dark Souls. In like the questions we had about Gwyn in Dark Souls are finally answered in Radagon during Elden Ring, which is wild. And to go a step even further beyond, it could technically be Gwyn, because the kingdom's name could be lost to time if it's eternal, and all of these places could have literally been built over each other and readapted. Boletaria, the Grey Fog, all of that shit that I said many moons ago. It's just, it is all connected. It's all the same thing. There was a shortcut door there that I didn't open, is it? Isn't there? Ooh, items. But that's just saying it would confirm my theory if that is the case. Is it the case? I don't know. We'd have to beat the game and get this secret ending. If we do, then I am right, and that is insane. That means growing up, all of my theories about Gwyn were right. And it's crazier to say the community has been wrong this whole time. Which is fucking wild. That means, like... I hate saying that because it's like I've been working off of the community's theories, but I keep getting to a dead end and being like, well, that doesn't make sense unless all of the shit we said before, right? People are like, we don't know why Mesmer has snakes. We don't know why Marika seems like an Albinoric, right? Radagon and Marika are a representation of Mikola. Ow. And Saint Trina. Mikola is the spirit. And Saint Trina is the physical body. Wouldn't be surprised if the opposite were true for the parents, right? Where, or the same thing was true, right? That's really the only option. Radagon's soul, the golden consciousness that actually uses the golden weapon, right? The lightning bolt in his fight. And can forge gold, I should say, due to this weapon. He forged it, yet the sword was given to him by his wife. That doesn't make any sense unless he reforged it and the additions of gold onto the black are representative of Radagon, right? So he can forge souls onto things. That is his hammer. We already know that about him. Not a fucking surprise. But that would mean the lead-based ego would have to be Marika, and that literally means lead Albinoric, right? The Noxstellans. The moon was encountered, right, by Ronnie. Legendary sorcery symbolic of the Carrion Queen. Uses the caster as a vessel to incarnate a cold, dark moon, then send it floating towards foes. The dark moon dispels all sorceries that touch it, and temporarily reduce a magic damage negation for those it strikes. So it dispels magic. Magic is souls. Soul magic is the reason people are in trouble with the god. And reduces magic negation, so like you take more damage. The moon was encountered by a young Ronnie, led by the hand of her mother. What she beheld was cold, dark, and veiled in occult mystery. It's lead, right? The Night Maiden's Mist is that same Noxstellan power. That's the one she sends you down to where her quest takes place to get her lineage. Right? The moon that guides the countless stars. The talisman represents the lost black moon, right? The moon of Noxstella was the guide of countless stars. So the moon was guiding the stars, the young and the old. The souls of the amber are forged into things, right? So why does that matter? Well, if the souls are forged into things. Here, let's go through Selens. We'll go there. Ready? Our master taught us. Glintstone sorcery. Same as healing life, right? All of this shit, incantations, lightning bolt, all of this, the flame, all of it, incantations of the bear, frenzied flame, the dragon incantations, all of it is the same as sorceries. It's all the same. It's soul magic. Because it can all be repelled by Thop's barrier, and that's why he was killed, because he found the truth. Even an idiot can find the truth if they look for it hard enough, so you gotta kill him. They will know the foolishness of the sneering sorcerers who ridiculed this theory. little realizing that it was in fact a discovery worthy of a new conceptus of the Academy. Creates a force field that deflects sorceries and incantations. They're the same thing. And it's not like the eternal darkness that eats them. It is a moonlight that repels them. So, souls and incantations, it's all the same shit, right? Changes people's perspective, I'm sure, on it, but here, let me stay with me. Jingle, jingle, jingle. We know the Briar Man, or here, we'll go through Ensha real quick. Ensha, quick round. Ensha has slowly replenishes HP when HP is reduced, right? Greaves graced with gold human bones. Golden human bones that heal you over time. Worn by the unspeaking adherent of Sir Gideon Ofnir, yeah. Whatever, it's said to belong to an ancient lord. We were all lords, so that's the joke there. Okay, so. They heal you over time, this armor. What else heals you over time? Let's look at the crafting materials, right? How do you make the heal over time items? Blessed Bone Shard from the DLC. So you can fortify, attack and defense, or heal over time. That is the Golden Bone Shard of humans power, right? That is the whole point of it. So they're infused in the stone. Literally, that's the whole point of that other thing. You're infusing it into the sunflower, or you're infusing it into the stone, right? The stone of death heals you. Life and death put together, it heals you. So, pretty obvious there. Pretty obvious connection. Hopefully I don't have to explain the golden bones are found only in the DLC. So that means the Shadowlands would be the Golden Bone of the Lord area, right? Okay, so. Iacade, right? The armor is imbued with souls that make it so the magic of that soul is imbued into the person wearing it. Right? So if you have two souls forged into one armor and two bodies, right, that can never stand side by side except when one is wearing the armor, right? You have D's whole quest line. So, again, why does that matter? Well, this is one soul in one body. Actually, I think we're no souls and just a body. And again, this would connect this armor, right? They battered Iron Helm from a foreign land, right? A foreign land, keep that in mind. The winding rusted iron briars are a mark of the guilty, just like the horn scent, right? And the shadow tree. And typically indicate a sentence of death. Death, interesting. They also cause this armor to deal damage when performing rolls. Something that seems completely innocuous and is just the benefit of the armor is literally the connection to the shadow realm and the shadow tree, naming the land, the foreign land. Ready? Elmer murdered numerous instructors and merchants and was known as the bell-bearing hunter. Wait. Sorceries, not incantations, but they're the same thing. It doesn't matter. Sorcery of those who abandoned the practice of incantations after devout faith rewarded them with only despair. The caster wounds their own flesh, using impenetrable thorns grown from the shadow tree, which then cover the body entirely. Once covered, dodge rolls will damage enemies. And that's not it, though. The last paragraph also connects him. The image of the misshapen shadow tree is an edict, something to live by. Spurn all that exist, wound all that exists, for we have been abandoned. Who have been abandoned? The people of the Briars, those who want to murder numerous instructors and merchants known as the Bell-Bearing Hunters. How do we know that there's a connection to all of these people? Well, that snake guy was conveniently guarding the sword of the Briar Man. So, unless you can explain why all of the item descriptions magic isn't the way it actually describes to you, is described to you and works in game, right? If you can somehow like break all rules of the game, you can disprove my theory. But unfortunately, to claim to be smart means you're ignorant to your own ignorance. So the true genius is the fucking idiot that keeps Googling things and finding out secrets. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna look that up. Oh, wouldn't you know that? At church it told me to circle back to. So the Shadow Realm isn't the Shadow Realm. It is the long vanished treasured sword of Iacade, a lesser long vanished domain. The copper colorization is not to be confused for rust, but is a conduit for its wielder to move it by their will alone. Swords of Iacade dance through the skies, through the wind, right? Dance, waterfowl dance, torrent of water, torrent of air. It's all the same shit. The connection is the torrent, but more importantly, the rust covered. Oh shit, what the fuck was that? Something just crashed. Holy shit, there's like a fucking tornado going on outside in Los Angeles. It just hit our house. And the fucking, we just like looked out the front and the whole, like, the bushes are sideways and shit. I don't even know what the fuck that was. What the fuck? Dude, something just slammed. It sounded like a car hit my house. That was insane. I'll be right back. That was fucking crazy. It's actually like windy as fuck. I just need to make sure we're not gonna die. Here, hold on. I'll pull it up here. What the fuck? That was crazy. Give me a second. I need to like mark that I'm okay. I normally don't do that kind of shit, but give me a sec. That shit was crazy. Okay. What's crazier now is that there's it was making a legitimate, like, I thought it was a siren. I thought it was like a war siren going on. It was like zoo, 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 like just constant, like a fucking anime theme going on. And now there's no wind in the backyard. I'm looking at the trees and there is absolutely no movement. Like that, there was like genuinely a moment there where like a tornado hit the fucking house and slammed. I don't know if the mic picked up the fucking explosion. I think it was like the suction just pulled the house into a boom. I don't think anything actually hit us, but it was crazy. I thought someone fell in the house. Like, not like someone fell that was in the house, like down. I thought someone fell through the goddamn roof into the fucking house. That's what it sounded like. Like someone got smacked like a superhero through our goddamn ceiling. That was crazy as fuck. Alright. Woof! My heart is pounding. It's like, playing video games? Yeah, that's fine, whatever. The explosion in your yard? Yeah, okay, what the fuck? Okay. So that right there is where you're supposed to circle back from. You jump down and you land right here. Okay. I mean, that's pretty obvious where it wants you to run towards. I can't even see another tree. I guess we're headed towards that. Let's see if it actually lets us up into the region. What the fuck are you talking about? Seek revenge. They're talking about Radon. Giant required ahead. I mean, they're kind of right. The only connection... Is there an item? Secret item? And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like eggs or something. I'll leave you to your family. I don't want to kidnap your unborn children. All right. This cannot be. Oh, it is. The snakes eat the ants. That's so fucking... That's wild. That's wild. Is that actually where it wants me to go right now? Back down into the swamp? What the fuck? I mean, it literally does this. Right? Like, I mean, like, no matter how you cut it, just pointing you towards this tree. in every direction, visuals and all that stuff. So it wants you to go in the CO for Riverwell. And then even that like Coaxicotl god of snake rebirth dragon death shit, they eat ants, so you would go underground to the ant section now. That actually makes a weird amount of sense why it would put you down here, because there aren't any ants down here. You find Formic rock down here, and there are ants above, but where I'm going right now has no ants in this here, but above has ants. It's so like, and also this elevator's like 10 minutes. Fucking look at the wrong way. So you would circle around, talk to Alexander, get all of that shit. Oh, and then when he tells you to go to Kaled and talk to Jaren, he's not wrong. That's literally where you need to fucking go. What the hell? What the heck? Alright, so I definitely need to rewind. We go loop. I'm gonna write it down. Loop. Alexander. Loop Serpent Cave, and then loop Swamp to Jaren to Gowrie. That is literally what the fuck we just discovered. It's like you could walk in a straight line, it's just a spiral. So we're coming up from here, right? This is where we literally are coming up from, or also over here, right? So we're turned around. You go from this church, right? The first church, to this area. Then it turns you around to here, and then that makes you go down to here, walk down. But there's a path, right? Or there's like a blockade right here. There's a bunch of blockades. There's literally like a group of enemies, a thing on the road, and a bunch of enemies that'll kill you. It doesn't actually want you to go this way. You follow the ley lines, point you to this cave, which circles underground to Gale, or to Alexander, who then says he's going to here, Redmane Castle. So what you would do is jump out of here, and then actually I think you just take the road. You'd could circle back around. Kind of convenient, because like as you hit this, it would turn you this way. Hit that, turn you up, turn up. But either way, it's pointing you towards the tornadoes that send you back up, right? So you're going in a loop anyway. It's just which is the fastest loop back. I'm gonna probably just go off visuals, like what is the closest, but you loop back around, you hit the shack again, but you're also kind of looping like this based on the road. He points you towards Fort Gale, because there's a grace right here after this tunnel. Hit it, go up and around, you spiral, you go around, back down, through, hit this. And then I see you're going this way. Forsaken Ruins, then Kalem, and then you hit the wall. You don't cross it just yet. Oh no, you're going in a circle. So at that point, yeah. So you would go to the Prophet, talk to them, wind up in the jail cave during this circle. You let out here, and then because you went underground into the serpent area, underground, come up here, hit the dead end, turn around, and then you're flowing into this basin. The lower arc of the Elden Ring is held to be the basin. So you're flowing into this basin of rot. And then you're supposed to fill it up, right? Like if you're a water and you're flooding it, right? You just run around everywhere you've been. Water has been spread. You slowly fill this up, right? But if you're going in a straight line, you're kind of hitting this. You go here, no matter what, it's taking you back here towards the road. You circle around. You can go to Kaled Waypoint Ruins. That would be a great circle for this. Right, to go back. You were just here on this circle, right? You're going like this. And then also you're spiraling backwards. Like this. Ready? From here down. Then you hit a dead end, and you can turn around. So it's like there's a bunch of different ways you could spiral and interact with the NPCs, but I think the way we just wrote it down is also the way that the NPCs tell you. Like verbatim. Are you one for flowers or festivals, right? Or festivals or flowers? That really dictates. The prophet saying the order there kind of changes a lot. I mean, I guess we're about to walk up to that prophet right now, so I'm just gonna... So... hug the wall, loop once. Right. You're supposed to just go off of visuals. Again, you just hit rocks and then turn left or right based on their angle. Circle around pillars and trees. Only get sucked up through the roots. Okay, alright, alright, alright. Okay, alright. The fuck was that? Was that a... Wait. I think it was an optical illusion, but was that a black symbol with gold trim at the top of that? Hold on. Let's get a good... These are leaves. This is the same symbolism on the obsidian peoples. I didn't even get into that connection. Red flame, blue flame. You got... Where the fuck? Would you hiss at me? Red flame. Right, magma. It's all the same, remember, incantations and spells. You got red fire from dragons. Frenzied flame. This is the gold in place of the red. Mesmer's flames, the true red flame. Fire giant hair, marika, flame grant me strength. Spell fire of the giant flame, right? I need to get that pillar spell for giants. So, what does that matter? Ice sorcery of the town of Zamor. Strike the ground with the staff to create freezing. Tornado. Water. Wind. Cloaked in icy tempests, the Knights of Zamor have challenged the fire giants since ancient times. Fire giants, Mesmer, dragons, black and red team, Zamor, white and blue, just to prove it. Alabaster is white, obsidian is black. So the obsidian lords are one gravity, and the alabaster lords are a different gravity, meteoric ore, right? Great sword forged from blue-white meteoric ore. That's the alabasters of blue and white, but they're the same thing as the obsidian lords, visually. They're the elves. They are, for those who are like, what are you talking about? Like the Silmarillion elves? No. No. Well, yes, but no. They are, where are they? They are literally the elves. If you go look at any obsidian lord, that's his ear right there. He's got elf ears, baby. The stars are living people. The Silmarillion are elves. The stars are elves. Amber of the stars are comets and meteors. It's all the same shit. One giant society that spanned above ground, below ground, that have origins in gravity magic to be able to flip a paradigm. So the astrologers being able to flip gravity in a tower. I'm sure that's petty baby shit to their ancestors. I'm sure the Alabaster Lords were able to take whole world trees and graft them upside down to the dying world trees, you know, or new world trees, the sprouting. You take an old dying one, you turn it upside down, and you make the roots into the new tree, the new top of the tree. Okay, out right in the heart, you know? I'm used to it at this point. Shot through the heart. That's not the thing. Me when I'm with you. Me when I'm not with me when I'm not with you. whatever is it? And then it fades away. Me when I'm with you. Alright. I feel we have begun to decipher every little secret. Even Radon's soldiers are still wearing their heralded technique of the Crucible Society. It's kind of disgusting when you see how it's all connected. Where the fuck is the upside down tower? I am not going to sleep. I've literally deciphered that there is no upside down tower. We would have data mined it, and I still believe that there's an upside down. I'm like, it had, dude, look at that. But there's the world, but the whole world is upside down. So fucking infuriating. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. Send that down for future me. Alright. Hit this. So I spawn here when I die. Right now. I already did the giant. I just wanted to see if this makes more sense. I mean, the ley line is literally putting me towards this area. There is... Ugh. You just need to jump. You just need to walk off the ledge and then jump when you're halfway down the crystal. It'll soak your fall damage. Now I know how to actually soak my fall. The game just taught me with that. That's crazy. Those are the runes. Alright, fine. Wow, even more. So yeah, you go this way. You're not supposed to fight Commander O'Neill yet. Sometimes doing nothing is doing something. We already got that. Right? Skirt. Yep, okay, cool. Poison, scarlet, rot, people hanging out in the swamp together because it's the same shit. It's all the same shit. Now we go this way, now we turn this way, we're aimed at the star. Wow. There's a giant's head butting out of the fucking ground here. Ew. What am I looking at right now? Oh, that guy definitely could have flipped the fucking world tree over. If that's the size of the people that were walking around in ancient times, that guy could tear the fucking Erd tree out of the ground. Like he's just doing gardening. Okay. Following the ley lines. Oh, and there's an item here. There's a tower, we grab this. There's a grace there, we get it, we go to gallery. Alright, maybe we do go to gallery before, because we need to hit this symbol here. We do all that shit. Ow. Just to make sure. He shouldn't have any new lines of dialogue, right? Perfect. And we're out. We're leaving through the entrance. No! Oh my god, I'm so upset. I was trying to take a bite of this apple. Dude. I've never known despair like this. I just like got a perfect bite ready. It was like the last bite of this apple piece. And I coated it in peanut butter and then I dipped it in the granola and it like had a perfect amount of that with some spaces in between, and then the chocolate was kind of melted. So I was like, okay, I'll just scoop up the chocolate, and it just like coated the whole thing in chocolate. Oh my god. And then I dropped it on the fucking ground. Like a moron. No. It was the process of getting the, like, scooping the chocolate, it like flung out of my hand like a cartoon character. Fuck me. Well, I made another bite in the time I had to describe that, but the pain's still there. The phantom pain of losing a bite of apple. Jesus Christ, my heart is still pounding from the fucking explosion in the middle of my house earlier. That shit scared the fuck out of me, dude. It was like a double up of an explosion. It was like boom. So the first boom, my brain was like, oh, someone probably dropped something. And then the second like actual slam shook the whole fucking house. I was like, oh, Someone hit the house. Like, what the fuck was that? It was just, I think, again, the suction of the house getting pulled through and all of the doors slammed, which is even crazier because when we looked out the window, my family was gathered in my brother's room looking out the window like, oh, there's a tornado outside. And I was like, you have to have misspoken. She's like, no, go open the front door. There's a tornado outside. I was like, what the fuck? So I did. And like the carpet was all fucked up out front. The bushes are sideways. Like, holy shit, there was like an actual tornado just now out front. That shit was crazy. But yeah, I'm like looking, I constantly look back out the window right now. Like, is the wind going? It's calm now, but like, ugh. It's weird that it's calm now. Because that shit was so powerful and so abrupt and so tense. And then now it's just gone. Like nothing, like it wasn't windy at all today. Like, what the fuck? I was like charging up. It was just my aura and the realization. It literally felt like, as I had the moment of like, oh, this is the realization in the game, like, boom, the fucking house exploded. I was like, oh my god. I was like, okay, game's not important right now. What the fuck was that? Just an actual crash back to reality. Like, what the fuck? Fuck torrent in the game. What about the torrent of wind in real life, bro? That shit just shook my household. Gotta make sure I didn't miss anything. They like to hide their little plants. You're supposed to go slow, which is why I'm looping back through areas you've seen me do, and also rewinding time and doing shit over and over and fucking over again. I might just take a week-long break. Watch. Yeah, that's actually smart. I will watch like 100% completion guide, like where are all the smithing stones, right? Where are all the flowers? Where are all of the items, right? Not just legendary armaments, but literally every fucking armament in the game, right? I want everything. And then we start fresh from like ground zeros. Phantom Pain reference again. And we run it through. Like, I'll even do a practice run off stream. If I get the secret ending off stream though, I don't know. Like, that's the reason I'm constantly streaming it. Like, I'll want to do stuff off stream, but then I'm like, dude, no one's gonna believe me that I discovered this. But oh, dude, you guys, I ended stream and I did a little grinding off stream and I discovered the super secret ending to Elden Ring. Like, no, it has to be streamed is the problem. So I'm like, I want to do a practice run, but what if in the practice run I discover the actual way to do it? You know, it's like, fuck, no. That means I have to do it again. And no one saw me do it the first time, so the whole time I'm gonna be like, no, I know what I'm talking about, I did it already. But no one, I won't have proof, and people can be like, yeah, right. You're full of shit. It's like, ugh. And it's, you know what it is? A double-edged sword. I could attack, but then I may hurt myself, right? It's so dumb. They call me the Blender. Actually kind of crazy how broken that move is. Let me demonstrate real quick on an army of enemies. Have you found yourself surrounded by enemies? Good news! We have a new Blender Blade. Oh god! Are the enemies just giving you hugs and kisses when you do not permit? No, I almost got him. Actually, it looked like I hit him. We're still alive though. Whoa, my god. No, the bonus roll. Holy shit. I only rolled once, but there was a second one. The game actually just tried to kill me. Don't mind me. I'm just Doing some gardening. If you turn your character, you will attack forward. Right? No! Oh god! Like, can't hit him. Can hit him. Right? As soon as I turn sideways. I'm just kidding, it really does. You gotta make the airplane sound effect when you do it. You look like a goddamn jet. Like, what is it? A propeller? Like an old school propeller plane? They don't get pushed out of range. You just incinerate them with one blade. But I didn't want to get too deep in there. As you saw, I was getting like melted because they have like a puddle they leave behind and a cloud attack. So even if they're not attacking, if they drop the puddle and you walk into it, you can kill yourself. So if they all throw a bunch of attacks out and there's like 10 puddles, you saw my health went from like full health to no health in like 2 seconds. It's because there were 9 attacks standing in one spot and then I walked into the attack. I thought my blender attack was strong, but no, there's nothing stronger than overlaid area of effect attacks that do minor stagger damage. That means you can constantly be interrupted. It's so fucking bad. Okay, yeah, that right there, the sword thing, kind of tells me that this is the direction that you need to go to get to this church. The fuck. I think right about there should be good. Well, okay. I delayed my attack and it caught her at the very... I was like, this is the only way I can get her from this attack. God damn. So you roll and then you attack. Instead of just rolling and attacking, you roll and then attack. Like, there's a little bit of hesitation. You let the animation end and your character is going to stand up and then you attack. If they rolled, like if you roll and attack, that's a timing that like everyone and their mother playing Dark Souls knows the timing of it. You just, oh, right? It syncs up with everything. You just know a panic roll away from that attack and you're good. So if you roll into them and then wait and then attack, you will get them like I just did for her at the tail end of their roll, and they'll land on your sword and you'll get them. So little PvP tip of advice. Lord Godfrey, at last at the end of his campaign, his golden armies unvanquished and unbowed, yet finds grace lost, tattered, and faded. So, because it's a veil, that's why it's lost, tattered, and faded. Because it can be taken from them. She veiled them in it. They used it. Wow, the symbolism goes so deep there. They veiled themselves in a righteous religious conquest. And the truth is they tattered their religion, their order, the very sanctity that upholds everything, the gold that is magical, that is the order, is tattered and taken from them because their existence disproves the piece of the religion that they veiled themselves in to attack people. That's fucking crazy. That is a commentary on the Crusades. Like, wow. Wow. But no, actually that's fucking nuts. Wait a minute. Am I going backwards now? Did I do it? Oh, we are going backwards now. We did everything. And then we're going through the death path. Ah, this is a reminder of Death Blight, because this is what we're headed towards now. We're like gonna stay on this road fighting with D and Undead with Roger's help and all this shit until we get to Ronnie. It's like a single road that you have to keep traveling back up and down and cycling through. That's so interesting. Wait, Grayl's still alive. That doesn't make sense. I guess I have to loop back to Garank to give him the death route. Damn, do I have a game to map out, bro. I feel like we just started playing Elden Ring. There are no guides for what I'm talking about. Which is the saddest thing I could it means I'm making a guide right now and I'm an idiot. It's not good. You mean I'm leading people? The fuck is wrong with you? How did that duty fall on my shoulders? What I want to ask. You got the level 1 slime leading people? Isn't there someone more fit for that? Like the guys who made the fucking game or something? What the fuck? A community manager maybe? Like... Is there even... I would feel so bad for them. Is there an Elden Ring community manager, like a Dark Souls, or like a World of Warcraft game manager, game master? Community managers for all these online games. Is there a community manager for... I'm just gonna look it up on my second monitor. I don't want to dox. I don't even want their existence to be known. Community manager Elden Ring. Are we going to have a community manager for Elden Ring? There is no community manager? I found him. And damn. Elden Ring 1-year anniversary. You are cordially invited to our community celebration in Stockholm. Digital footprints. It doesn't seem like, I don't want to bother them because it doesn't seem like they're the kind of community manager that fuck was that? Is that me? They're just like ring-a-ding ding motherfuckers. No. Actually though, the hell was that? I've heard that sound effect one other place. In the DLC when you summon the maddened fucking murderous crazy people. So I just got a chill down my spine. I was like, am I about to get attacked? By the fucking... the madness guys from the DLC. Bernal. Okay, we got everything from everyone because we persist. Prevail. I think prevail would imply that I actually did the thing despite hardship, right? So I am persisting until we prevail. I'm pretty sure that's how the fucking English language works, but prove more powerful than opposing forces, be victorious. So yeah, we're not victorious yet. Otherwise, I mean, I guess I'm defeating them. The realization. I guess I've been prevailing, but I haven't prevailed in the quest that I've sought out to achieve. In finding the secret ending, though I have definitely found some sort of symbolic path through the game. It's not even symbolic. Again, we're right next to the NPC. We're not going to go into Godric's castle and kill him. We're gonna get up to the entrance. We're gonna die in phase 2 to the dragon. And then we get turned around and we go through the secret route of the game, leaving everyone alive until we are told expressly to kill them.
You're fiend.
So, remember, we're going Stormvale, Raya Lucaria, Erd Tree, the Foundations of Gold, right? So, that is the order that you walk to the end of the game in normally. Listen to how she phrases this. Foundation of Gold, Raya Lucaria, Half Crescents, Bridge is Broken, Stormvale Castle. She listed it backwards. So again, it seems far-fetched and weird that I'm saying the world is upside down, the meanings and lists are backwards, the prophecies are strangely ordered, because it needs to be based more on intuition in this section after the dissolution. So we aren't supposed to kill. She's literally saying don't kill Godric yet. It's supposed to still stand after you've traversed the Foundations of Gold, Raya Lucaria, and then Stormvale Castle. You can just walk right there down that secret broken bridge. Remember, the broken bridge is symbolic of the secret path of astrologers later on in the mountaintop of giants. There's a secret path right here that goes up that hill, around, down right there. It is a connection to the broken bridge. The bridge is down, but why should that matter? Is how she phrases it, because that is telling you the bridge is broken, but there's an invisible path. The bridge is still there in spirit. Alright. Because it's a snake winding route, she stopped the cycle, but the cycle must continue. It's the natural cycle, right? So she's trying to stop nature. The only reason she wouldn't be able to truly stop nature, the natural cycle of things, because a god would have say over those things. Why wouldn't she be able to deny the natural cycle if she is a god? Sometimes the questions give you answers, huh? Because she's not. She's a snake. She's the snake lady. Thou art of passing skill. He was trying to miss those. That shit, even if I didn't move, that shit was gonna miss me. I rolled like into that. That's how it looked. It finally worked as it looks like. I rolled, but still got hit by the blade and then took damage. That was kind of how I always wanted it to work. Thou art of passing skill. I guess so. And scene.
I shall remember thee, tarnished, smouldering with thy meager flame. Cower in fear of the night. The hands of the fell omen shall brook thee no quarter.
I'm going to conduct the summoning ritual to call forth the one who fucking asked. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. I believe it is time to travel, but I have research to do. I must admit my fault and accept my strengths and weaknesses. My strength is in accepting guides and looking it up, and also calling it out when I see it, even if it means negative social repercussions. That is my neurodivergent superpower. So I will end it there. I will hit you with this last little tidbit of fact of how it reflects in the real world. Mikola is from a religious sect of people, right? Albinorics and all these demi-humans, the ones that he's accepting. The Hornsent, right? When you go back to the original homeland of Marika, they say they were betrayed by Marika. So the Hornsent were subjected to a genocide, and then through hiding of their history, their newest generation went back to commit the same atrocities that befell them, not knowing the truth. Or even worse, they did know the truth, and yet still want people to fight to the death. Why would you bring back Radon, right? The god of war. Why not Godwyn, the golden, the good one? Why would you, right? The questions give you answers. Do you think Mikola did it because of the ancient knowledge that he didn't know? Because he was never taught? Or was he doing it because of the religion that he was taught at a young age, right? The ancient knowledge influenced his young mind through hiding his true ancestry to make him hate his relatives, which is crazy. The only reason he would forsake Saint Trina and not want to be Saint Trina to become a god in their own making and right, abandoning their fate, is to do the same thing that Marika is doing. Allowing death to... It's not even death to die. It's allowing love to die, which is crazy. But the reason I say that that's a bad thing is they're not restarting the world. Mikola says that... I guess it's a cut line of dialogue, so who knows? But Mikola wanted you... Well, no, actually, this isn't cut. So this is spoilers. I'm gonna read the item description, and then it's spoilers. The circle... Or, I'll read it from the top. The circlet of light which adorned Mikola's head as he returned in divine aspect. It has begun to fade into nothingness, slightly boosts intelligence, faith, and arcane, while also boosting the power of Miquella's light. This circle has to be the very foundation upon which Miquella's Age of Compassion would be built, should it have ever come to pass. So this Age of Compassion is the one that's described to be thousands of years long. You can't guide people thousands of years, right, without being immortal yourself. Miquella is doing the exact same thing, getting rid of Saint Trina, that Marika did. Miquella was born Saint Trina and spirited away and then lied about, oh, it's Miquella, when really it was Saint Trina. Saint Trina's life withered and fell as fleeting as the seasons. At her last, she left a single water lily. And it also makes sense now that the putrescent knight is protecting Saint Trina. They don't want anyone to get to Saint Trina to discover the truth of their identity, because then it would show that the last line is true. Despite the velvety purple hue, the flower is in no way poisonous. It merely blooms in quietude. That means poison is supposed to be symbolic of like an evil that is corrupting something, like a spiritual evil. If this is in no way poisonous, then that means Saint Trina's true purpose was not to be evil. It was to just bloom in quietude, to allow itself to exist, just to be, right? Just left alone. That's all they wanted. So that's why they're like, okay, Miquella has to die. Not because Saint Trina's like, Miquella has to die and you have to bring me with you and put me in the body, and then I'm the third final secret phase. I'm God and trying to be God and betraying you, right? That's not what happens. Saint Trina's just like, I truly love everything because I'm the embodiment of love. I feel mercy for the person who abandoned me. I forgive them. But you need to grant them forgiveness by killing them, because it would be their prison, because they're doing it without love. Because they're not supposed to be doing it that way. They are the Glowmide Queen. Actually, I had a realization that the obsidian, right? See how it's obsidian inside, inlaid with obsidian, is the opposite of the alabaster, right? So the obsidian is the black and red flame of Malekith, right? The Godskin duo is protecting Malekith at the end of time. They're in the same place. They're connected physically, right? They are in the same place that is supposed to be away from everyone. So they are connected. So if the obsidian is from a meteorite that smashed through the ruins and broke everything, right? The original ruined sword. See if I have it. Oh, I have to, because I spoke to Jaren. Finally, I could fucking conclude the story. No, where is it? No. Did I not talk to Jaren yet? What the fuck? That's not possible. I literally have him. I have to have the item. It's literally not possible for me to not have it. There it is. I was like, there's no way I can speak to that NPC without owning this item. You need to kill them to get to him. So, originally, Rebel from a ruin, which is funny, look, it's the only one I have, so I literally haven't been able to tell the full story this whole time. Originally, Rebel from a ruin which fell from the sky, this surviving fragment was honed into a weapon, one of the legendary armaments. The ruin it came from crumbled when struck by a meteorite. As such, this weapon harbors its destructive power. Which power is that? Can you show me? Gravity, baby. Gravity magic. So, for those wondering if I was right, I already know I was, but it's just, it helps to, when the things that I know I'm right about, I can confidently admit. I already knew this was the connection because we already read the Alabaster Sword, right? The fire giants. Oh, it's up above. Right here. right? Fire giants are blue, or fire giants are black and red, native to this land, and then the blue and white meteoric ore. These are the alabaster lords. So alabaster, white, and ivory. Obsidian, right? Where is it? Ancient meteoric ore greatsword. Obsidian, right? One of the treasures of the ruined forges, great sword of ancient meteoric ore, ending in a sharp point. Fashioned from an excavated shard of an arrowhead that once was a part of the old god's arsenal. A capable piercing weapon that excels at thrusting attacks. This is a giant fucking arrowhead, right? Oh, would you look at that? It's a meteor with white powers instead of purple. Isn't that strange? Ah, white lightning. Alabaster lightning. For those wondering. People probably just assumed alabaster was like a synonym for black, because it's an obsidian lord that you get the sword from. Alabaster is white. Specifically a mineral of calcified soft rock. Or not calcified. Seemingly calcified soft rock. Translucence. Its ability to transmit light makes it ideal for creating translucent sculptures and decorative items. So, meteors, black and white, came down to a land of red and blue. Great Sword of Ordovos, one of the two honored as foremost among the Crucible Knights. So they're like the frontmost Crucible Knights, the leading soldiers. This sword is imbued with an ancient holy essence. Its red tint exemplifies the nature of primordial gold, said to be close in nature to life itself. And with that, we conclude. My theory is no longer a theory. The only way those two swords attack the same exact way is if they're the same land. The only way they'd be the same land is if the Shadowland that the Crucible Knights' homeland is also happened to be Iacade, the Briarlands. Thank you. I guess I'll see you in a week.